Hi, I'm Chef David Jahnke, and today I want to show you how we can prepare some mushroom in tempura. And well, beautiful recipe, crunchy, delicious, and let me show you how to do it. For our recipe today, we are going to choose some wild, fresh picked mushrooms. Right now I'm located in Mexico and I'm actually living in a semi-desert climate. I'm living in the center heart of Mexico. But we have mountains around us. We have, like, for example, the Guanajuato, which is like from our state mountains here, and it's about 1 hour and 20 minutes away, and I can actually switch from the desert, semi-desert, to an oak forest, and I do found lots of varieties of mushrooms there. Of course, you have to know which ones are edible or not. Some are very poisonous, some are just uneatable, some are not delicious, some have no culinary value. But some of them are just delicious, and of course there's many varieties of them too. There's over 2 million of mushrooms we registered, and well, a small percentage of them has just like a culinary value, and we have to know which ones if we're going to pick them. You can buy, of course, purchase or lots of different books for mushroom picking and mushroom guides to take them into the forest, but anyway, none of them will have all of the mushrooms you probably would see, and it's not just enough just to identify it by the books, because, well, you know, the color can change or the lighting, or it's very difficult. You have to have other sources. What I do, for example, I work with the local people, and they teach you, they will tell you which ones they know from their parents or ancestors. You know, that helps a lot, and you learn about those mushrooms little by little, and then you adopt new mushrooms which you can pick now, no? Mushrooms are all over the world, you know, it doesn't matter if you're like in Asia, in India, and I mean, it's all over mushrooms, and we have morels in Mexico, the same as in Ilium, France, or in Germany, or it's the same here, and same in Canada, the same in the USA. So we do have opportunity to pick our mushrooms. Of course, there's a season, there's a fresh season for that, no? Which basically starts like in July and goes all the way here in Mexico, all the way to December actually, and some other places just like to November. And well, you know, what can I say? You know, I'm a big fan of fresh mushrooms. I love them. When I pick a lot, and then I take them and cut them in slices, put them in the sun to dehydrate, and then I have dehydrated mushrooms, different. All of them you can dehydrate, it works. You can also dehydrate them in a fruit dehydrator. And now I have I have dehydrated mushrooms all the rest of the year when I don't have fresh of the wild mushrooms, because, well, those mushrooms, they have a certain flavor. It's not like the farm mushrooms, like the ones we see usually in the store, which don't have that flavor from the forest, and also nutritional benefits. No, mushrooms are very healthy. Of course, high amount is water, but there's also vitamins in there, including vitamin D from the sun. So, and also fresh mushrooms are umami flavored. It's glutamate, it's natural glutamate. And when we dehydrate those, then we have inosonate, which is now a different umami chemical, which is now, of course, seasoning. Those are great seasonings. So I also take my dehydrated mushrooms and grind them in to powder. So now I use that as like a broth, as a vegetarian broth, a vegan broth, or just to add flavor to anything, if you like mushrooms, of course, no? So that's just like, well, small detail about just in general mushrooms. Of course, there we could hours talk about in general just about the mushroom. Mushroom is its own kingdom. It's not a vegetable, it's not a plant, it's not an animal, and it actually goes more to the animal than to the plant, which is kind of interesting. And well, let me just show you a recipe what we can do with those. So before we want to start cooking, of course, we have to clean our mushrooms. Mushroom, high amount is water, and kind of the water does damage to them. And there's like some ones that are very delicate, like this coral mushroom. So if I want to add some water to that, it would probably break down the mushroom and damage it into bad shape, no? So like, we want to be very careful. And the best thing is, if we can, well, I would use a small knife to probably cut off the sandy part, very sandy part, and then just take a moist towel, and basically take a moist towel and go below and try to take the sand off with the moist towel. Some of them, well, you can clean a different way. For example, this one here, well, we can actually pull off the skin. This is like in Boleto Frosty, and it has like a kind of like a sticky skin. But it's kind of delicious too. I mean, it's not necessary to take it off, you know, but just like different ways we can, let's say, prepare or clean our mushrooms. And of course, they're all different. They all can have different shapes and sizes. I mean, there's like so many of them. It's amazing. Here we have beautiful amounts, of course, and some of them even like would change the color when you cut them. Some will just like stay the same color as they are. For example, the frosty, that one here, if I cut this, it will change the color into blue color first. That's normal. That's in a reaction because of the acids reacting with the oxygen. But after a certain time, that will go back and it will change back to just like a simple yellow color. Now you can see how it's changing into blue right now. So first thing we want to do, like I said, clean our mushrooms, get our mise en place ready, and well, then we are going to make our recipe. And well, let's start and show to cook, right? For our mushrooms in tempura, I'm choosing here small size mushrooms. You can use any kind of mushrooms. You can also use larger mushrooms and just cut it like in thick slice, for example. I'm having a bit of garlic and a bit of shallot here. I'm gonna grate that very fine, and I'm gonna add some pepper, salt, and a bit of smoked paprika. I'm gonna cut those mushrooms in the middle, and I'm gonna marinate them with all those ingredients for at least like 20 minutes. The salt's gonna pull out some water and they get nice moist now and can get absorb more of the flavors from the other ingredients here. Then I'm gonna make a tempura, very simple. Just ice, water, and some flour. The trick of having a crunchy tempura, one is the temperature contrast. You have like to have a very cold dough and in hot oil. Don't add it to cold oil. Should be have at least 180 Celsius. Now, the another clue is also pass your ingredients first through the flour and then through the dough so it holds the dough on the surrounding, and then add it to your deep frying oil. Another important thing is don't saturate your dough. Don't make it too thick. It should have like a texture where it's holding on your finger but still running down like a string. If not, if it's just like sticking on your finger, that's too thick now. And all the moist of the mushrooms will stay inside your dough. So you take them out of the oil and they're probably crunchy, but very right after, the moist inside will make that dough now mushy. It's not crunchy anymore. The dough I'm showing you, if you make it the same way, you can even leave the mushrooms outside and they're going to get cold, and even like in a few hours later they're still going to have that crunchy tempura on the outside, you know. Make it light, and that's the trick in having a good tempura. That's like a nice appetizer dish, delicious, you know, just very nice. You can serve with like some sauce, some teriyaki sauce or some other dips, you know, or just eat them like that. Nice flavored dish. And well, let me show you how to do it. Thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if yes, then please give me a like or subscribe to my channel, or both. I'm Chef David Jahnke. I hope you watch me soon again.